Prologue. Officer Madeley pulled his cruiser into the empty parking lot outside Jan's diner and killed the engine. It was just after midnight on a brisk April evening, and the Townsend streets were set alight by a blanket of stars and the neon glow from inside Madeley's new favorite rest spot. He had to laugh to himself. If they ever made a TV show about his police career, this was one night that wouldn't make the cut. Cop programs didn't show you the nights like these. It had been an afternoon of paperwork, followed by a hunt for a missing dog, which Madeley had found happily drinking from a nearby stream within the hour. Shortly after that, he'd busted a couple of teenagers smoking pot at the old skate ramp near Middle River, and the kids had sworn they wouldn't do it again if he let this one slide. Madeley knew it was a vain promise, but he let them off regardless. There were far worse crimes to worry about. And hell, what kid hadn't had a subtle toke at some point in their adolescence? Tonight was one of those shifts that blurred into the rest. At 2 a.m., he'd clock off, go home, and continue to count down the days until retirement. Just over 300 days to go before he could collect that generous police pension and start building that dream home down in South Carolina. It was all within reach now, so close he could actually smell the timber and the fresh paint. But for now, Madeley stepped out of the cruiser and rolled a cigarette. He watched a few trucks vroom along the highway, enormous in size but sparse in number. There was something quite soothing about the sound of a roaring engine in the distance, something he'd no doubt miss when he migrated to the countryside. He perched the cigarette behind his ear and made his way into Jan's diner. This would be the third time in 2 weeks he'd visited this place, and if the owner wasn't already a friend of his, he'd suspect she was spiking the waffles with nicotine. Madeley dinged open the door and nodded his greeting to the short blonde woman wiping down the tables. "Evening, Jan." "Yes, I'm back for more," he said. She pocketed the cloth in her uniform, then put her hand on her hip. "You again? Don't you have bad guys to chase down?" Madeley held up his hands in surrender. "Hey, I'm on wine down here. You'll miss me when I'm gone." "That we will. Let me guess. Waffles? Syrup and bananas to boot?" There were only 2 other patrons in the diner, so Madeley had the choice of where to sit. He moved to a booth near the window to keep an eye on his cruiser. "You got it. Creature of habit. Me." Jan left her cleaning spray on a table and strolled over to Madeley. She lowered her voice to a whisper. "Could you come over to the counter, John?" she asked. Something in her tone seemed a little off. Before Madeley could reply, Jan had already moved into position. He followed, taking a seat at one of the stools up against the counter. "What's up?" he asked. From the other side, Jan leaned over. "I got a little issue." Madeley checked the surroundings to ensure the other diners were out of earshot. "An issue? What is it?" "There's an SUV out back. Big black thing. Tinted windows and the like. Been parked there for 45 minutes. "Out the back?" Madeley asked. "I didn't see any SUV when I pulled up." Jan shook her head. "There's another parking lot on the other side, mostly for staff, but occasionally a guy finds his way there." Madeley guessed where this was heading. "What are you thinking?" Jan raised her eyebrows. "You really need me to tell you, honey? Lady of the night, probably with some married fella. Legs spread, fakes it till the guy makes it. Know what I mean?" As Madeley thought,